What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Y&R, I enjoyed this episode. I actually enjoyed all the episodes this past week, especially the Neil Winters tribute, the Christoph St. John tribute episode, the Neil Winters funeral episode. They were outstanding, and it was wonderful to watch yesterday. To see, Victoria Rawell and, Shamar Moore and just everybody get together, and talk about Neil. I seen the interview that they did on The Talk, Shamar Moore and Victoria and Christelle and Brighton. It was a wonderful interview that they did on The Talk. It was a dope episode. It was a dope interview. The tribute episode on Y&R yesterday was amazing. Neil Winters will definitely be missed. But getting into this episode, though, I can't say that I blame Nikki for hiring, Ray. I wish she didn't hire Ray, but I don't blame her for doing it because she needed somebody who could not be bought. And she needed someone who was just as stubborn as Victor to track down Victor and see what the hell he's up to. Clearly, it's up to no good because we all know Victor. I have a feeling that Victor's definitely, I think it has something to do with Adam. I definitely think it has something to do with Adam, why he's being so mysterious and seeing a psychiatrist and stuff like that. I think it has something to do with Adam. But Nikki, Victor brought her to this, because he's not open and honest with her. He leaves her in the dark too much about things that he's doing, and it's not right. That's your wife. If you can't trust your wife with information, who the hell can you trust? This is a woman who you've been married to off and on for over 3 decades. You have 2 children with. How can you not trust her at this point? You know what I mean? Like, how could you not? So I don't blame Nikki. She feels left out. She feels squeezed out by Victor, and she's tired of, being a puppet. She's sick and tired of it. She wants full disclosure in this marriage. And I can't say that I blame her. When you're married to somebody, you should have full disclosure. That's like if she was doing stuff behind Victor's back. Victor would want to know. I mean, look at her. She hit a body and didn't tell Victor about it for a long time. Because she felt like she couldn't trust Victor. And that's exactly how Victor makes her feel every time he, keeps secrets from her. Makes her feel like he doesn't trust her. And I think that's not the right way for a marriage to continue. There has to be trust all around. But she's definitely wondering what he's up to now that she read online how there's some type of FBI raid or something on a Las Vegas gambling ring or something like that. Casino or whatever the case may be. So now she's definitely worried about what he's up to. And of course, Ray has to take the case because now that he's no longer with the GCPD and he may have a baby on the way, he has to make money, and it's enough money to pay his rent and stuff like that. But I mean, Sharon is his girlfriend / landlord, so I'm pretty sure she could waive that whole rent thing. Also, I'm surprised he doesn't have any money saved up. I'm like, you've been a detective for years. You should have some type of funds saved up. I mean, I know detectives don't make a whole bunch of money, but you should still have plenty saved up in the bank for, to last you a while. But of course Sharon wants to go with him to Vegas. I'm like, of course. I'm not even surprised Sharon is going. Even if he wasn't investigating Victor and it was somebody else that he was investigating, she still would go. I can't stand that little clingy stuff. Like, it just makes Sharon look like a clinger. Like, you really can't let him go to Vegas for a couple of days to investigate something. You have to go with him. Because she's sitting there talking about, oh, I know Victor better. I know Victor, pretty well. And she does. She's been a part of the Newman family for over 20 years now. And, she does know Victor pretty well. But I don't think Sharon knows him as well as she thinks she knows him. Or she would like to think that she knows him. I mean, his personality has definitely changed a little. So it's like, you don't know Victor's stock and trade as much as you think. I mean, hell, he was good enough to gaslight her without her suspecting it. I'm just saying, like, Victor's pretty slippery. You think you know him, but trust me, you really don't. So of course Mia is on eggshells now. She has to walk around eggshells around Sharon. Because we all know Mia was going to use this baby to come in between Sharon and Ray. And it's kind of funny how Sharon basically put her on notice that she knows her secret. That she's the one who pushed Lola in the pool. At the Abbott mansion. She's the one that pushed her. Mia was shook when Sharon revealed that tidbit. She was pissed too because she thought Ray wasn't going to tell nobody. He promised her he would. But now that Sharon knows that information, Mia ain't got no choice but to tread lightly now. Because if you make any wrong move, what's stopping Sharon from telling your secret? I don't care what she promised Ray. Sharon could have promised Ray all she want that she wasn't going to tell nobody. You do remember that he used her emotions against her to get her to confess to what happened to JT, and then he arrested her for it. So in a way, there's nothing really stopping Sharon from telling the truth, from telling Lola or the cops what happened. I mean, this would be further confirmation for Paul because Paul already suspects something. So there's nothing stopping Sharon from revealing the truth. I'm just saying, like, Mia, you better relax. So anyway, moving on from that. So Phyllis is still riding Billy about him giving her this startup money for her new company or whatever. And if I was Billy, I wouldn't have gave her Jack. I don't care what she threatening to tell Victoria about Summer, him and Summer sleeping together. So what? If he was smart, he would just go to Victoria now and tell her what happened. You know what I mean? Like, go to her now and tell her. So that way you take Phyllis's leverage away. Do exactly what Jack and Kyle did. She tried to blackmail Jack and Kyle and it backfired. They took her leverage away. That's what Billy needs to do. Take her leverage. If you take her leverage, you ain't got to pay her Jack. The truth of, it'll be out there. Everybody will know. And she'll still be broke and without a job. So why let her blackmail you over something so stupid? It ain't nothing that could put you in prison. I mean, yeah, it's going to probably piss off Victoria and definitely Nick and Victor and everybody else. But so what? Deal with the fallout. Let the chips fall where they may. I'd rather do that than sit here and pay somebody off. You know what I mean? Because the blackmail, trust me, it never stops. Eventually, that truth going to come out whether they snitch or not. Somebody going to find out, or somebody going to, accidentally say something that's going to tip somebody off. You know what I mean? So why not just tell her to go stuff it and go tell Victoria yourself? It'd be a little better coming from you than from Phyllis. I'm just saying. So of course he's gonna give Phyllis the money or whatever. I actually like Phyllis's idea. I mean, it's not really all that original, but it's an idea. The reason I say it's not original, so basically Phyllis wants to come out with an online business that exclusively sells accessories. I think that's a cool idea, but I have to agree with Lauren. I mean, what's going to make your business different than all the other hundreds, millions of businesses that are out there that are just like that? You have a whole bunch of online shopping websites and stuff that sell just accessories and stuff like that. So I agree with Lauren. Like, what's going to set yours apart from everybody else? Of course, Phyllis didn't really have no direct answers for her because she's still in the beginning stages of it. So she still has to do more research. But I do like the concept of it, but I do agree with, Lauren. It's crowded market. You know what I mean? Because it is, online, shopping online and selling accessories. It's a very crowded market. So she really has to do some really good research and come better, with a better business plan. So that way hers doesn't just look like the other thousands that are already on the market. You know what I mean? Like, come different. So basically, she wants to hire Mia. She wants Mia because she saw Mia with some, like name brand shades or something on, but it wasn't really name brand. It was more like a knockoff because we all know Mia can't afford name brand. So she was wearing the knockoff sunglasses. So Phyllis wants her to compile a list of places that she shop. I think it's a cool idea, actually. I really do. She just needs to really do some serious, extensive research. But, it's not a bad idea. And Phyllis is good with, websites and creating websites. I mean, she was a web designer, so she knows her stuff. Basically she wants Mia to work for her, compile a list of stuff that she, places that she shop and stuff, because Mia is the demographic that Phyllis wants to go after. You know what I mean? So I think that's cool. So anyway, Jack, he looked worried to me when him and Lauren was talking and stuff like that. Jack looked terrified for a minute. Like, he looked a little worried when she was asking him questions about how Fenmore's was gonna, coincide with Jabot Collective, how he was going to integrate the two. He looked like he didn't really have too much of a plan as far as that was concerned. I hope that worried look on his face was something completely different that he was thinking about and not Lauren, because he basically got her back on his, side or whatever. He's back on her good side, and her and Jabot are back in good graces and stuff. But do not mess this up, Jack. Because you had a good sales pitch in the beginning about how you was going to make Fenmore's, more, integrated more into the fabric of Jabot. And she wants details now. And he clearly doesn't have any real details at this point. I think he was just selling her a dream at that point just to get her back on board without an actual plan. I hope he got a plan. Because if not, Lauren will definitely take Fenmore's, away from Jabot. That's exactly what she wanted to do before, and she will do it now. Hopefully he got a good business plan. I hope so, because he looked a little worried to me. I don't know why Billy was so surprised that Vicky knew about the investment. The fact that he was giving Phyllis money and stuff like that. I'm like, hello, she's Victor's daughter. Of course she knows. Vicky ain't stupid. I like Billy and Victoria, but I do feel like he needs to tell her about Summer, because, she's putting her heart back out there with him, and, she wants to trust him. She's learning how to trust him again. And with him keeping more secrets, it's like, that takes away that trust. I think he should just go ahead and tell her. You don't want this hanging over your head. Definitely not from, Phyllis. So anyway, moving on from that. Kyle getting on my nerves. Like, seriously. Now he's telling Summer basically he want her to move out. He want a divorce. Summer's pissed. My thing is, Kyle need to man up. I'm just saying, Kyle needs to man up. Like, you're the one who went to her with this stupid idea that y'all should get married in exchange for her saving Lola. Summer held up her end of the deal. She gave a part of her to Lola. You know what I'm saying? Like, she held up her end of the deal. Kyle needs to hold up his end of the deal. You promised her a year. Give her a year. That's what you promised. If you wasn't going to do the full year, you should have never promised her that. You should have never promised her marriage in the first place. You should have came up with another idea. You know what I'm saying? Something. And Summer was getting on my nerves too, because that he is always thinking about Lola. He care about Lola. He loved Lola, whatever the case may be. You knew all of this. And you still accepted his marriage proposal in the hopes that once y'all got married, you can convince him otherwise. First of all, you should not have to convince anybody to be with you. If they want to be with you, they should want to be with you on, their own. And for who you are. Not because you promised them something or whatever the case may be. You shouldn't have to convince nothing. They should already know if they want to be with you or not. There should be no convincing, no coercion, no none of that. It makes Summer look pathetic. So I do have to agree with Phyllis on this. I do feel like Summer should let it go. She should just move on. Summer, of course, wants to fight for Kyle. I suspected nothing less. I mean, she is Phyllis's daughter. And she did ask Phyllis, is that what you would do? Just let it go. I think the reason Phyllis told her to let it go is because Phyllis has already been down this road before. Chasing after men that didn't want. Phyllis has been down that road, chasing after a man that didn't want her. Hello, Danny Romalotti. He didn't want her. She basically trapped him in the marriage, trying to claim a child was his, knowing that it wasn't. Like, she crazy. So she learned, she's just speaking from experience. That's why she's telling Summer, let it go, because that's something she didn't do all those years ago. And her older self is wishing that she did let it go all them years ago, but she didn't. So she doesn't want Summer going through the same thing she went through. But she was also telling Summer that she shouldn't give up her job at Jabot. Maybe not. Maybe she shouldn't. Because fashion and, it does cater to her demographic, and she is a woman, so she would know more about fashion than Kyle. I'm just saying. Especially for other females. You know what I mean? Like, what would Kyle know? But she did tell Jack that she wanted to keep her job, and Jack is thinking about it, of course. At first, he was basically trying to tell her she should go back to Newman and stuff like that. I am so sick of these people flip-flopping back and forth to companies. Like, what do these people resume be looking like? Oh, I worked at Newman from January 2019 to February 2019. Then I worked from Jabot from February 2019. Then I went back to Newman in March of 2019. Their resume got to be exhausting. I'm just saying, if I was an employer, I wouldn't even want to look at that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, it's a headache. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. So, of course, I actually laughed at the whole park scene because Lola was at Chancellor Park and she bumped into Summer. And they were basically chit-chatting and stuff. And Summer made it clear. She was like, if I had to do it all over again and give her a piece of her liver all over again, she said she wouldn't. And Lola understood that. So Kyle basically setting up some type of romantic evening between him and Lola. He basically rented out this little warehouse loft kind of thing. And he got a crew. He wants to put up like a TV screen or some type of screen or whatever. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but I still say Kyle need to man up and honor the deal. I'm just saying, you should have never made her promises that you knew you couldn't keep. That was a stupid move. We just gotta have to wait and see how this one play out, but I have a feeling Summer ain't dropping this. She's definitely not gonna listen to Phyllis. But hit the comment section, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Peace.